First, I measured 2 cups of whole milk and warmed it to lukewarm. I then measured 1 teaspoon of sugar and 5½ teaspoons of yeast. I will mix these together and let it sit for about 10 minutes until the yeast is activated and foamy. After about 10 minutes, the yeast is frothy and we can move on to the next step. Next, we will be adding sugar, salt, egg, and ground cardamom. A little less than a cup of sugar, 1½ teaspoons of salt, 1 egg, and 1 tablespoon of ground cardamom. We will be mixing these until they are combined. Let's turn on our mixer. Ground cardamom, salt, egg, and sugar. I'm sifting in 6 cups and 2/3 of a cup of all-purpose flour. We will pre-measure. Now we have measured out 6 cups and 2/3 cups of all-purpose flour. Next, we will be mixing it with what we have. We'll add 2/3 of the flour and combine it well. We're putting in about 2/3. Once the dough is mixed well, we can add softened butter. We'll continue to mix with the butter now. And once the butter is well mixed in, we'll continue adding more flour. Once the dough is kneaded, it's a soft consistency, make it into a ball and put it in a greased bowl and let it rise for about 1 hour until it's double the size. I'm mixing the cinnamon, sugar, and softened butter together as the filling for the korvapuusti. While it's rising, you can cover it with a clean towel. The dough has risen. I will divide it into 2 equal parts. We will roll this out into a thin pan. I will lightly dust the countertop with some flour. Now we have a semi-rectangular shape, and we will be filling it with the cinnamon, sugar, butter filling. When I was a kid, my grandmother always had Korvapuusti at her house. It was her favorite coffee time, tea time snack. In Finnish culture, tea time and coffee time is extremely important. It's almost sacred. Anyone who's been in Finland will know that there's always a morning tea or coffee, morning coffee, and afternoon coffee. And those are times people enjoy in peace. And a big part of the coffee time is having something sweet to eat with the coffee. Korvapuusti is a perfect addition to your coffee time, and since it's so beautiful, it works as a beautiful tea or coffee cake type of bread that will look beautiful even for your guests. So we're putting a small layer, a very thin layer of this butter sugar mix. We don't want to put too much so that it doesn't ooze out completely. Put some more in some spots. There. We want to leave a little edge with the filling reaching the edges. We have now the first piece can be cut off, and then we will cut it in a semi-triangular shape, leaving a little edge at the top. Now we'll go the other way. Make these about 2 inches wide. We're gonna take these triangles, put the smaller end at the top, use 2 thumbs and press it down. There we go. The sides will ooze out and make a beautiful shape. And that is how you make the classic Finnish Korvapuusti shape. And we put them on a baking sheet. Give them enough space to rise, as they will rise in the oven. We will put the Korvapuusti in a warm location, let them rise again to double the size, and then at the end we will coat them with an egg covering. Now we are going to use the last egg as glaze. Gently brush over to give it a glossy, nice brown look at the end. Once it goes through the oven, it will look beautiful. Now that they have been brushed with the egg, they are ready to go in the oven. We are putting the oven at 435 degrees Fahrenheit. After 10 to 15 minutes in the oven, they are ready